What's up, guys? And today we're gonna be talking about some serious stuff about how, like, Yu-Gi-Oh in general is not like it's just some serious stuff about the players and how they're just completely different in a lot compared to a lot of other games. I've been in Pokemon tournaments for really like well they're mediocre Pokemon tournaments, but like I was playing one of the best decks, and I played in Magic. Borrowing some stuff, and and just talking to different people throughout Magic and Pokemon and everything like that. And I'm gonna tell you the differences between Yu-Gi-Oh! And also, my friend showed me this forum he found, and I'm pretty sure either he wrote it or some other guy wrote it. I think it was some other guy, and he was talking about how the differences between like the people of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like the environment. And I just wanted to point this out, and it would just make things a lot better for just overall communities and make things a lot funner if people were just like not douchebags. I mean, so kind of starts off with he got bored with Yu-Gi-Oh, so he decided to play Magic. Like, he was testing for the YCS Dallas when that was a long ago. When like Samurais first came out, and so he decided to go play like a draft for Magic, because you can usually have like Friday Night Magic, most locals do, and sometimes they So he was talking about how like these players, even the good players, the local, they were talking about how they were intelligent, they were helpful, they were just happy to explain like details and some rulings, and like if you were a bad player, they were helping you and just not making you feel like a terrible person, you just hate life. So. And he was saying, like, after the tournament, they had some, like, even the winners were, they got some packs. They actually cared about packs. And they were just, for giggles, they were just opening packs and just having some fun with them. Like, pack wars, in quotations, is what he called it. And the next day, he went to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Local, which is probably the same place. He said the top players were just not having fun. They were not discussing the game. They were just going around trading, looking for scrubs who had those. Well, back then it was probably like gateways, and nowadays it'd probably be like tour guides, warnings. Probably warnings back then. Duality back then. Just looking for those guys with a really bad or a really good card, and they could just trade them like they're Blue Eyes White Dragon. I mean, come on. So this is, and then they would like snicker about if their opponent was making misplays or just laughing at them. Just being overall, again, douchebags. And he says the problem, like while Magic the Gathering, they were discussing and enjoying having fun with the game, like they were playing. In Yu-Gi-Oh, there was just criticism and it was just profit making. You were just going there to make a buck. And like he was hating the arrogant Yu-Gi-Oh players, and it was just stupid. And he says how, like, you know, like Pojo for Magic. I think there's Pojo. I know there's you. I don't pay attention to Pojo too much, but the forums overall, he's saying how the Yu-Gi-Oh players would be just criticizing. Like, if some guy had a cool idea, people would just be like criticizing and just, this is garbage. Like, maybe depending on the person. And then while Magic, they would be like, here's some. They would maybe give like constructive criticism and try to help them out, and like aiming to the younger players, like, they would try to help them out. They wouldn't be a dick. It's like, I've been to, like, I was chilling at my local one day, like, waiting. Sometimes the Yu-Gi-Oh guys, we would chill, just play test. You know, these were the cooler guys, like, and the Magic players. Like, I was just watching them. They were cool without it. Like, I know there was one guy there. He's stupid and arrogant, but you know, there's always people like that, but it's not like most of it. But they were like welcoming. Like, I talked to them back when I played a couple games, and I actually like pretty well at a tournament, even though it was a different local. And they were like not being like nah about it. They were like, that's cool, like, awesome. And how like Yu-Gi-Oh is aimed for, and his second point was like how Yu-Gi-Oh is aimed for young players, more importantly young players, and how like this, like, based off the show pretty much, and how they get like the young players get their skill off of the show, like Yugimoto and Jaden. That's why like all of the scrub, like the new players, scrubs, whatever, would come in with Elemental Heroes, and they were like, "This deck is awesome because Jaden Yuki played it," and like nowadays you say Fudo. Like I would admit I was a scrub at one point, and I would like say, "Oh my God, Dark Magicians, the nuts," and how like the more better players would take advantage of these new guys, and when Yusei Fudo played from what he said, Yusei Fudo played Starlight Road, not Solemn Warning, so I'd be like, I'm glad to trade my $2 card for your $50, $70, $80, $90 card, whatever at the time it was valued. And then over time, even like when I was a scrub, like I got beaten the crap out of it. Like I would go 1-3. This was a 4-round tournament. I don't think I ever went 0-4, but I always go like 1-3, 2-2. Worked my way up to 3-1, 4-0 eventually. Like that's what I would. I made top 8. I'd make top 8. They were actually like, actually it took a little bit. Like, anyways, over time, like the bad Yu-Gi-Oh players will work their way up. Like I've seen this happen. New guys come, they finally work their way up. It takes them like 4 or 5 months.